Okay, hey guys, today we're going to be making some huckleberry muffins. Of course, you can use any kind of mix-in you want, but I just happen to have some huckleberries, so that's what we're doing in my kitchen today. Hey, if we haven't met yet, my name's Moggy, and this is Half-Acre Harvest, where I homestead, homeschool, and homemake on our tiny half-acre micro farm. And I share tips and tricks to help you do the same if that's what you'd like to do. Okay, so here we are in my teeny tiny kitchen, and I am not great at camera angles yet, so I'm just going to do my best, and hopefully you guys can see what I'm doing. So what I've started with here is 2 cups of all-purpose flour. You can use the flour you prefer. I have 3/4 a cup of sugar, half a teaspoon of salt, and 2 teaspoons of baking powder. So let's go ahead and get started mixing. I'm going to go ahead and dump in my 3/4 cup of sugar. I'm going to add half a teaspoon of salt. I'm using Redmond's real salt. And then I need 2 teaspoons of baking powder. One and 2. And then I'm going to go ahead and take my whisk and get that all really well mixed together. Okay, so once that's all really well mixed, I'm going to go ahead and add 3/4 cup of melted butter. You can just use oil if you prefer, but I think melted butter works so much better. And then I'm going to add half a cup of milk. I'm using raw milk from at Acres. Doesn't have to be raw milk, you're going to cook it anyways, but that's what I happen to have. And then I'm going to add 2 eggs. Grab that whisk again. This will be a kind of drier batter. I'm going to go ahead and switch to a spatula and fold in my huckleberries. I have just shy of a cup of huckleberries. We don't always have huckleberries, so sometimes I'll use another fruit. But we happen to have just been on a backpacking trip, so we happen to have great huckleberries right now. So I'm just going to fold those in. We don't want to squish the berries, but we want to make sure that they're kind of evenly distributed throughout the batter. Alright, so that's all good to go. Now I'm just going to go ahead and grab a muffin tin. I actually didn't realize I was out of muffin liners, so we're just going to put these right into the pan. I'm going to spray it a little bit first. Actually, I'm going to do this over the sink. I'll be right back. Okay, so I just sprayed that with a little bit of avocado oil. You can use whatever your preferred oil or pan spray is. And then I'm just going to go ahead and use an ice cream scoop and distribute this evenly among the cups. Oh, I don't know why I went out of order there. So this backpacking trip we went on, this is something that we try to do at least once a summer. We try to get our kids out. It's my 2 girlfriends and I, and we've been taking our 5 kids on a short backpacking trip every summer for the last, I want to say 7 or 8 years. So this year we went to North Lake, outside of Twisp, Washington. and it was absolutely beautiful, but it was a really hard hike, and I probably won't do it again. And also it rained and thundered. Okay, so I just have a little bit of batter left, and I'm just going to go ahead and kind of try to evenly distribute it among these cups. We'll see how it goes. A little bit messy. These aren't going to be even. Okay, there's going to be a couple bigger muffins. This one looks kind of small. And one last berry. All right. Okay, so these are just going to go into a preheated 375-degree oven for about 15 minutes, and then we'll pull them out and have a taste. Okay, so while those are baking, I'm just going to go ahead and clean up my mess and do my dishes, and that's not something that I normally do. I'm usually just a big old mess hog, and I just mess all day, sometimes several days, and then do a huge clean, but I'm trying to tackle that flaw in my functioning. So I'm going to go ahead and do some dishes while we wait. I actually don't have a dishwasher here. When we moved in, the house came with a KitchenAid portable dishwasher, but I thought it would be too clunky to use, so I gave it away, and that was dumb. All right, so our muffins are just about ready to come out of the oven, and I washed the rest of the dishes that I cropped out of the shot when I was cooking so you couldn't see what a slob I am. And let's grab our muffins out of the oven. I can't figure out why the shot's crooked. I'm real bad at this. I promise I'm working on it. All right. Look at that tastiness. This is a cool feature that old farmhouses have. Do new houses have these? I don't know because I've never lived in one, and I actually don't ever want to. But we have this nice pull-out cutting board, and I use it to set hot stuff on. So we're going to let these cool for just a second, and then I'll turn them out onto this cooling rack so they can finish cooling all the way. And since I didn't have any muffin cups, I'm going to go ahead and use a butter knife to just kind of go around each muffin and make sure that they're not going to stick. All right, let's see if we can flip these out. All right, we're going to let these cool. I'm going to package up a few to put away so they don't all get eaten in the next 5 minutes. We're all going to have one for breakfast, and then I'm going to get my booty to work. Thanks for hanging out with me for a few minutes today. I know you have a lot vying for your time, and I really appreciate you spending a few minutes in the kitchen with me. I'll catch you next time. Farm. And I share tips and